Great to welcome in Hilton Head Fire and Life Safety Educator Cinda Seamon. We're talking about the holiday season. We have talked a lot about lights and the obvious things that you think about as we head into the holiday season. But there are some not so obvious things that we probably ought to be paying attention to, particularly involving holiday parties. We had ours last night, and we did it out, which was a good idea. But if you're having them at home or someone else's home, what are some things we need to be watching?
Well, again, check out your decorations. Make sure that they're flame retardant or, flame resistant. The other thing you need to think about is when we took them out in the first place, we were checking for frayed cords, broken bulbs, those kinds of things. Keep an eye on that. Don't have cords under rugs where they're pinched and, or people can trip on them if you're using an extension cord temporarily. The other thing is watch for decorations with sharp edges. If you have kids, you have a party with families and small children, a lot of those sharp edges on decorations can be dangerous. The other thing is if your decorations look like food or candy, kids may try to eat them.
Great idea. Yeah, that's something everybody should be well aware about. And I was thinking about the cords across a floor, particularly with kids, because we've always got the tree never fits in the right spot, and you've always got to run a cord to it at some point. Holiday partying and excessive holiday partying is something you're also concerned about, isn't it?
Right, right. Be sure you serve a lot of non-alcoholic drinks to make sure you have that option available. Also serve food. High protein foods will really help with the absorption of alcohol. So the more you can encourage the non-alcoholic drinks, the better. Some food, but also make sure that people do not drink and drive.
Yeah, I mean, that is an obvious, a huge thing there.
It should be.
A lot of people take those parties, and then if they're going really well, and with our weather, as positive as it can often be around this time of the year, you go outside a little bit, and then people say, gee, wouldn't a fire be really nice to have? The obvious dangers there, right?
Right. Sure. Like a chimenea, for example, very popular year round, almost year round. And so a couple things you need to remember. Keep the fire small. Bigger fire, bigger chance for disaster. Have you checked the weather report? Is it going to be windy that day? Are we looking at embers now flying around the yard? Is that going to be an issue? Also know what the burn ordinances are in your town. The other thing is clear the area around the chimenea. The more loose leaves and debris you have around there, if embers do fly or something happens, you got a greater chance for fire. So keep the area clean around the chimenea. Make sure when you put it out, it's completely out. Watch what you put in there. Just keep it to a little bit of paper to start it, some wood, whatever. Things like shiny wrapping paper, if you put them in your fireplace, can explode, believe it or not. So you want to keep those kinds of items out of the chimenea. But just really the area around it being clear, make sure people are seated away, and really watch that weather report, because wind can be disastrous with a chimenea.
I hadn't even thought about wind. I was always thinking, how cold is it, and how dark it is, and how windy it is obviously the most important part. Great stuff, Cinda. I saw the fire trucks through the neighborhoods this past week on Hilton Head Island. That was a special treat. Thanks so much for that, and we will see you after the holidays, I hope. Take care.
Sounds great.
We'll be back right after this.